Hello, Brian again. Welcome to the next installment of the Mount Lawlor area hike. Well, I'm almost on the peak. Still hard to tell which one is higher. So let's see what happens when I get up to the top of this one. These two bumps are going to be pretty close in height. Now, after a little bit of thrashing and even some minor bushwhacking, the terrain has opened up very nicely. It's become a very easily followable fire break. I think the second one's going to be the peak. I think it looks like that guy's going to be the peak. Yeah, it's a little bit higher. So I'm just about at peak 5166. This is one of those random peaks. This one I believe is on Peak Bagger. I'm about 95% sure peakbagger.com has this one listed. And I added it to peakery.com, which is my site for logging peak climbs. So sometimes these more random peaks are more fun, to be honest. Less visitation. Of course, more likely to get stabbed by yucca. I just got a nice little jab right now. Woo! For the most part, I've been able to avoid the worst of it. I've been poked by some Ceanothus. Right here, Ceanothus leucodermis. This plant is very spiky too. Chaparral white thorn. White thorn meaning yes, it's got thorns and prickles. Yes, I'm just about to finish my climb to 5166. Like I said, it starts off pretty inconspicuous, the fire break, and you just have to look for that little slight breach in the path. But if you look, like I say, if you look somewhat carefully, you should be able to spot it. You just head through where the shrubs are at their thinnest. There's like a line through them. That's the old fire break. And thankfully, the soil's got a lot of moisture in it because it rained, possibly even snowed up here a few days ago. See, I'm just about at the top. I'm keeping the camera pointed this way because the sun's going to be glaring out quite a bit. All right, here it is, peak 5166. A couple little rock ducks here too, little mini cairns. It's pretty neat. And one of these wooden poles. I remember along some of the fire break, I saw some cables running right in the middle of the fire break, and I believe there might be a power source going through underneath here. The little power lines came out a few times and were easy to spot. But yeah, this is it. Peak 5166. Nice little summit up here. Got a good view of my next destination right there, Mount Lawlor. Looking really high and mighty from here. So this is peak 5166, and if you ever pay attention to hiker and peak bagger parlance, the number after the name peak, like you hear peak 2155, it's the elevation of the peak. Peak is 2155 feet. This is 5,166 feet in elevation. So we're just shy of a mile of elevation. And I can see Mount Disappointment Road Right there's Mount Disappointment, Mount Deception, San Gabriel Peak. Way off in the distance, you can see Mount Lucas with the towers, and I can see Hoyt Mountain there. Josephine Peak, looking nice and rugged from here. It's a peak I still haven't climbed, and I see Strawberry over there, which could be my third peak if I decide to go for it, depending on how much energy I have left in the tank. But yeah, this is it. Peak 5166, San Gabriel Mountains, Angeles National Forest. I'm basically just going to be going back the way I came to the junction, and then I can see the Strawberry Peak Trail. Like I said, it winds around the south flank of Mount Lawlor, and you can tell it's the south flank because ain't no trees there. It's way too sun exposed for any of our mountain conifers to grow. Now shortly going down this way, which is more of a northwest facing slope, it's already, I can see some big cone Douglas firs starting to pop up already. So this is a north facing slope here, and you can see some groves of big cone Douglas fir down there. But yeah, this is a cool little peak. This is one of those, like we said, one of those random peaks out there. And sometimes these are the most fun peaks because a lot less visitation, a lot more solitude, and different perspectives on the landscape. I've never been up here before, so it's kind of nice to see, you know, what the scene is like. We're a lot closer to Mount Disappointment and Mount Deception than we would be up there. And Mount Deception, I've been up there once. Disappointment, I've been up there twice. San Gabriel did that once. And pretty nice scenery up there too. And of course you can see Angeles Crest Highway just streaming along, going over towards Charlton Flats and beyond. There's another random peak there. I think there's a firebreak that accesses that one too. I think that's peak 50 something. It's barely 5,000 feet, and I believe that peak was featured on one of my channel subscriptions. CA Hiker. I think he's climbed that peak and the one behind it, which is like 4,900 feet. I think there's a firebreak that leads there, if that's the right peak, which I'm about 80% sure that is. But yeah, this is it. Peak 5166, Angeles National Forest. I'm not going to film much on the way back to the Strawberry Peak Trail. I'm not really going to film there. So my next clip, you'll see me hiking along the Strawberry Peak Trail, either pointing out some plants or giving progress updates. So that'll be in the next part right there. And I'll see you then. Time to get some shots of this peak.